What do I do in my this? That bit there. Let's go with that one. Right, hello Angela. I can hear you the first one here today. Bit cold out again today. Not been out, but it's bloody cold. I can feel it in me old cranky bones. So I was going to sign up to Shudder, but it's like £5 a month, and I've already got subscriptions on Netflix and Prime anyway, but there is a lot of good stuff on Shudder. You can get it $3.99, but to get it $3.99 you've got to pay for a full year's subscription, and that's like £50. I'm not doing that, so I've kind of not gonna bother with Shudder at the moment. I'm sure I'd add Shudder on my PlayStation actually, which I never got to use. I'll have to check that out, get the old PlayStation back up and running, and see if it's on there or not. But it means pulling all my wires out again underneath the table and getting the cable sorted out to get it connected to the TV, so I can turn the PlayStation on, see if I've got Shudder still on it or not. I'll just check my bank account, and I can't see anything on there under Shudder. So, but I'm pretty sure that I did have it. I can't remember what the account was. But I wanted to watch that new movie, Blood Festival, I think it's called. But the group of survivors, their ship sinks, and they manage to get into like a lifeboat, and they're in the middle of the sea. And then next minute on the preview, they see this old World War II battleship, which they think about getting on. So I wanted to watch that actually, because that's more of a paranormal video. A haunted World War II German Navy ship, but I'm not going to sign up just to watch one movie, kind of thing. Ultimate Doom on PS2. How can that's an old machine, PS2? Mind you, I say old. I've got PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 under the table, which I don't really use. I've got an Xbox 360, a few of those actually, and an Xbox One, which I got from Cash Converters for £80, which was a pretty good deal actually, because it's had a terabyte. No, I think it's a 500 gig hard drive in it. And I mainly, got it because I wanted to test out the games, see if I was going to start sending games on the old Call of Duty. But there's a lot of games I bought which I wanted to sell for the Xbox One. It's like the PC games, I've got a hell of a lot of like battle games, like all the Call of Duty games I'm starting to play again. I don't know why, but I started playing Call of Duty. I should have put in Call of Duty in first, played that, then played Call of Duty 2, and then all the other Call of Duty games. But I've got a hell of a lot of games, Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3 and 4. I've got all this here, this shelf here, and half that shelf has got PS3 games, Battlefield 3, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on PlayStation 3, Call of Duty Ghosts, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2. I ain't got Modern Warfare 1 at the moment, I don't think on there. All these up here for Xbox. I have got a couple of Xbox One games like Fallout 4 I've not played, Destiny I've not played, Tom Clancy Division I've not played. Not played any of the Call of Duty games on there yet, which is Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, World War II, which I do want to play at some time. Battlefield 1, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefront, and then I've got my Call of Duty. No, actually, I've got like the Hunter, Call of the Wild, the 3 discs, different versions. Homefront, The Evil Within. That looks like a pretty good game, actually. I think that's like a sci-fi kind of like paranormal game, actually, that one. Got Battlefield 4 and 5, I've not played yet. Gears of War 4, I've not played. Hunting Simulator, I've got. I think I've got most of the Call of Duty on Xbox 3. I've got like Left 4 Dead. Battlefield Bad Company, a lot of Battlefield games, Tomb Raider, Medal of Honor, which I loved playing on the PC. I think I still had that on PC actually. I've got a couple of PC games there, but not many. All my PC games are over there in another box. But I do like playing them. Hello, Jane. So I thought I'd do a little stream. So I was actually going to watch a Netflix season under Paranormal. I just done like Paranormal when it came up with a Paranormal Netflix season. I don't know how many videos are in the season. Probably 4 or 5. My feet are freezing cold again. But yeah, like I thought I'd do a quick stream. I was going to do a game stream actually, but I couldn't be bothered to turn the game on. And I didn't know what game I wanted to play. I didn't know to play Miss Survival or Call of Duty or one of the other games I've got on my Xbox. I'll probably play a game tomorrow, maybe. But I thought I'd do a little stream, regarding my favourite movies, which I do like watching. It'd be interesting to watch, actually. And maybe you can give me some hints on some paranormal movies I can watch. I think I've watched most of them. But there might be some that you might be able to mention. I watched a lot of documentaries over the last few weeks regarding serial killers and missing people, stuff like that. Watched a few sci-fi movies. Phasmophobia. I downloaded that. That's a Phasmophobia. That is a game which I'd started to play, but a couple of people really downloaded it and said they'd play with me, but they never did. So that's a bit of a waste of money, actually. There is an actual game called Paranormal. But it's like 25 quid for the game. And I did like a little kind of like search on YouTube, and it is shit. It looks really shit. I do like horror movies. I like horror. The only kind of horror movies I didn't really get into was what's that fucking movie called? Nightmare on Elm Street. That kind of stuff. I couldn't get into that. I did watch Freddy vs. Jason a few weeks ago, which I thought was quite funny actually. But I did like watching Halloween kind of like movies. I watched the other night. Well, actually, I started watching a movie called The Long Grass. It's about this group of people that stops near a church, and they hear people calling out for help, and they go and trying to find these people, and they can't find a way to the people, or every time they hear someone shouting out help, they think they're getting closer to them, but they're not. It's suddenly like kind of like gets further away. A couple stopped in their car and they heard a little boy, and she went in first. Her brother went in second, and they lost to each other. And we go, "Well, jump!" Like we're probably like 20 feet, away from each other in this long grass. They both jumped. They saw each other, and they stepped forward, and they said, like, "Jump again." And they jumped again. This time they was like 100 feet away from each other. It's kind of really weird. Hello, Cheesehead. So yeah, it's kind of like a weird movie, and in the middle of this long grass, this is kind of great big massive rock. Um, you know, it looked interesting, but suddenly started getting a bit boring, kind of thing. So I decided to turn it off and go to bed. Been in bed most all day because I had a bit of a stomach problem yesterday. Kind of like took a lot of energy out of me, to be honest with you. But as to say, I was going to start watching this Paranormal season on Netflix. The first one, season 1, episode 1, is The Myth of the House. The Village, no, I've not heard that. Wrong Turn. I think they had like 4 or 5, didn't they? I think Wrong Turn 1, 2, and 3. I watched all those. I think they had 3. And I just want to check on something. Shit, hold on. Wrong Turn 2021 reaction. Yeah, I think I got 2 or 3 different. Also trying to find something else actually. Yeah, I do like my sci-fi movies. I really like watching the old Terminator. I've watched Terminator. God knows, Predator, all the Predator movies. I watched Alien vs Predator. I think it was the second one where they and they escape and start killing everyone in that town, and when the Predators come down and starts killing them all off. And the only way to like control it was drop a fucking nuke in the city, and 3 or 4 people managed to escape on a helicopter. Watched that one the other night. But I do love the old Predator movies. I was going to start watching it from the beginning again, like especially Terminator as well. Movies I do like watching. I also like to watch like true life stories as well, like those. The only thing I don't like watching is like comedy, romance, and that kind of stuff. I find those kind of like movies rather boring. I do like watching paranormal movies. There's so many I can't even think of them at the moment, to be honest with you. I watched the Paranormal Activity 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 or 2 of the other ones, which came out afterwards. There is a movie called Treehouse I was going to watch as well called Treehouse. Bone-chilling horror. After a string of disappearances, a town imposes a curfew. No one can go out. to actually get bloody hungry today. I've not had nothing to eat today because I had a bad stomach yesterday. I didn't want to take a chance in like having steak with on a bad stomach. Why do you keep doing that to me? Fucking Amazon keeps telling me to put in the old Alright, so let's go to Prime. It's taking not loading up correctly.
Why did you take the test?
Let's get the movie. No, it's about a group of people though. In the woods, like murder mystery, kind of like I don't know. $10, 15 minutes, and I just like, screw it, turn it off and watch a different one. God, my stomach's rumbling like crazy. Get a minute. Ghost Wars, I think I've seen 13 Ghosts. That was a bit of a crazy movie, actually. Right, oh, hey. I had chicken and chips for dinner yesterday, so I shouldn't be that hungry. But, actually, I've got to feed the cat. Hold on a minute. Let me feed the cat. Hang on the arse, you fucking hell. Stop keep making a mess. Got your food out there. Got up this afternoon, went in the hallway, and the bloody cat basket was like halfway across the bloody hallway. Don't know what she's been doing out the last couple of days. So the Ring, I've watched 1 and 2. Didn't really go much on those ones. I know those are really spooky, but I do like more of the real life kind of like movies and documentaries. Now, don't get me wrong, if there's a movie on about paranormal and it looks interesting, I'll probably sit and watch it, kind of thing. But I do like the sci-fi ones, as I say, like I think one of the best sci-fi ones, well, not sci-fi, is Paranormal. There's a Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis. That's a pretty good movie. He's talking to that dead boy, and he's talking to the dead boy, and he doesn't realise he's fucking dead himself, old Bruce Willis. Bit of a weird one that was. I love watching that one. I wish they bought a Sixth Sense second one out, like about another boy and another guy, able to talk to each other, but this one's actually a living, like, adult. I like watching the Poltergeist, but I didn't really go much on the new kind of like updated version of the Poltergeist movie. I thought that's like really shit. The graphics, weren't too bad, but I didn't really go much on that one, to be honest with you. Final Destinations, I was actually sitting and thinking I could watch those again, actually. I did enjoy those, but I don't enjoy them as much as like some of the other movies I watched. If I had a flip up between Final Destination and a sci-fi one, I'll probably watch a sci-fi one, actually. Ghost on Mars or whatever it was. Where that group of military goes on to Mars. Well, they're already on Mars, and they got like going to find someone or something. I can't remember. And they realise that all the inhabitants have been like kind of like possessed by some kind of demonic entity. Remember that one? Ghost of Mars. That's a bit of a weird movie. What other ones are there? So many I can't think of them at the moment. But the Final Destination ones I didn't really go much on. It was I like the older war movies as well. I've been watching quite a few war movies, back Iraqi, when they've had conflicts in Iraq, based on true events. I've been watching a few of those, which are pretty good. The Pacific, World War II, I've watched that. Want to watch it again? I've got the tin box set over there, but my bloody CD drive and the computer's not working properly. Alien, quadrilogy, I've got that. Did like the Alien movies with I can never pronounce the bloody name. Sigourney Weaver, what the fucking name is. Got a box set of that over there. I like the old Tomb Raider movies as well. And what's the other one? Can't think what the other ones were. There's so bloody many. Can't remember half of them. Can't remember most of them, actually. Silent Hill was that movie. That was really weird. I know they made Silent Movie 2, which I've not watched yet. But Silent Movie 1 was really, really creepy and really weird. I'll tell you one thing, it scared the shit out of me, that movie did sometimes. So I've got an eye problem again. What else is there? Resident Evil movies, I love watching those. I've got a movie there called Jack Frost, which I've not watched yet, from DVD. Don't know what it's about. I think it's like a myth kind of one. I don't know. Jack Frost, he's chilling and killing. Bit of a weird one. I watched Night of the Living Dead yesterday, I think it was, where the zombies go across the river and go into the town and like take over the town. I watched that one last night. I've got Night of the Living Dead Reanimation, which I'll probably sit and watch one day. A bit weird. The Wisher. Not watched that one yet. And Stephen King, Sleepwalkers. Don't know what that's about. The Ring. Got that one. I do love my spaghetti western movies as well. You know, Clint Eastwood. Love watching them. Got Plenty of Eights box special edition up there. All the kind of like Resident Evil ones. Alien Quadrilogy. Got one of the haunting ones there. Haunting in Cincinnati. I've not watched that one yet. I've got the Ring. I've got some more over the back there, but I'm not going to give them out. I've got a couple of box sets up there as well. Let's go for The Exorcist, which is the original VCR one I've got up there. I've got a TV which has got VCR, but I've not watched it on VCR yet. No, there's a load of movies in here. Kind of thing. What's that one? Dead Rising. Watchtower. Actually, I started watching that on Netflix the other night. Because I can't get the bloody DVD to work on my bloody computer sometimes. You start reading it and suddenly like it won't read the rest. Because I had to purchase Call of Duty for £4. Call of Duty 2 game about a week ago. And I've got like 3 copies of that, and not one of them was bloody installed. The Russian part of the game. I'm about to start the British assault and everything on there at the moment, but I can be bothered to play today. I want to see more like movies based on like true hauntings and stuff like that, not documentaries. Patient Zero, I've seen that one, and the one Patient Zero Island, I've seen that one as well, which was a bit, kind of like, a bit gruesome. That one was actually Patient Zero Island. You got COD 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, but what format is that? Is that PC or is that? So I got COD 1, 2, 3. I got Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2. They got Call of Duty. What was it? I've got the deluxe edition, which has got Call of Duty and Call of Duty United Events. And some of these games were based on the original events as well, did you believe? In the Woods movie, which I've not watched yet. Paranormal Asylum, I've not watched. Ultimate Haunted, I've not watched. Seance, The Summering, I've not watched. So I've got some horror movies up there I've not watched yet. On DVD. First time with DVD drive don't want to fucking work half the time. Even with an external DVD player I've got, don't seem to want to work half the time. Couple of movies here. I love that White Noise. White Noise 2 came out as well, I think. The Dark, that looks kind of like One of the Living or One of the Dead. Gripping. Sis, The Beginning. Not really watched that one. The Last House on the Left, Uncut. I think that was based on a true story. got two copies of it, the original, and because it's got the uncut version, the original 70s, and extended version to extreme for cinemas. So The Last House on the Left, two different copies of that one. From Dusk to Dawn. Angels and Demons I've watched, but I've never really got into that, to be honest with you. The Haunting of Eddie Rose, The Grudge 2, The Uninvited. You know, a lot of these I've not watched. The Conjuring I've watched on Netflix, I think it was. Milk movie that was. Loved watching that. Watched that about 4 times. Trying to put these back without them falling down everywhere. You know, the Exorcist movies weren't too bad, but I never got to watch all of them because there's just too many of the Exorcist movies. I know most of them are meant to be like on true events. AVP 2. Oh, there's the one I was looking for. Cabin Fever. Like watching the old Bourne Identity, you know, like kind of things. Outpost. What ones are these ones? Phone Booth. I watched that the other day. That's a pretty good film. The caller last night about the car, and luckily enough, a friend left a mobile phone behind in the restaurant I was in, the Ring, and she picked it up because when she got kidnapped, I think the kidnapper threw her other phone away, but she had her friend's one, which her friend accidentally left in the shopping centre, and she rang up 911 and said that she'd been kidnapped, and the operator kept on the phone with her all the time, and the story was that as he kidnapped her, 2 people kind of like got killed because they found out, like, you know, while he was driving, saying tried reporting him. But at the end of the movie, the girl was actually found by the operator, would you believe? So I tried putting a track on the mobile phone for the GPS, but because it was one of those throwaway mobile phones, it's a lot more difficult for them to find. But they did find out where that second car, which he actually kidnapped, which he stole from after killing a guy later on in the movie. So she was able to find them. But the movie I was talking about the other night, based on true events, is that one, 10 Winton Place, which I hope to watch again soon. Old John Christie, the monster who turned his backyard into a burial ground. He weren't the only one. There was like several other people turned their backyards into like burial grounds. I was watching a documentary last night on one of the first ever serial killers that went around shooting everyone before the actual gun law got changed in the 70s, I think it was. The first murder he done was like in a wooded area. Some woman pulled up and like was going to have a picnic with her 2 kids. He somehow got the 2 kids back in the car, took the woman into the woods and shot her. Then he drove off to a petrol garage, I think it was, and killed that guy. Then he went to where he lives, shot his mum. Then he went on a kind of like rampage, killed like 17 people, including a police officer, and injured 16 people. Really good documentary based on true events. I do like those kind of documentaries. Even movies that they make into them. I've got the Da Vinci Code over there, as I say, but I've not really watched it. Angels and Demons, as I say, I've got that one as well, but I've never got really into that movie. It's like if I kind of like watch a movie and it gets kind of like good and interesting within the first 10-15 minutes, then I'll watch it. But if I ain't, then I won't. The old Butler films are awesome. Don't know him actually. Don't know who that is. Daniel. Who the hell is Daniel? Living Dark. The story of Ted Cave is a good film, Steve, I believe. It's based on true story. Living Dark. I think I've heard that one. I watched Dark Water the other day. Because someone mentioned like Dark. Two brothers reunited for their father's funeral stumble upon an entrance to a nearby cave where they slowly forced to. And it doesn't give the other bit of English. I think it does. Forced to confront the truth or true nightmares cause of their father's death based on the popular Ted the Caver internet legend. 2013 turning of the Earth's films include INC under exclusive licensing. I don't know, that's on Prime. Don't really want to check. Well, at least I've seen on YouTube. You got to pay for it. That reminds me of the cave, I think it is. When those group of women go cave hunting, they get killed by these like really weird creatures. All right, Jamie, how's you going, mate? I'm trying to think what that other movie was. I think it was called Gabrielle. I think it's called Gabrielle, where all those people get stuck in that motorway cafe. Sure, it's called that one. And they get surrounded by, these people who have been like possessed. What time is it? I really need something to eat. I was going to go and buy some Chinese tonight, treat myself, but I don't think I could eat it. I really fancy a pizza, but the shops around here are closed because of the COVID place. No, the place I get my kebab, he does pizzas, but cheapest one is $8.99 for a 9-inch one. But you buy one, get one free, and I wouldn't eat the second one. If the other shop round there was open, I probably would have got one off him. $4.99 before toppings, and you get free garlic bread with that. Well, I've got some of those Indian takeaways I could probably cook later anyway. Got 4 of those in the fridge freezer. I was going to cook pork tonight, but just can't be bothered, It's because I had a bad stomach problem yesterday. What's it called? Imodium. I was going to cook pork. One of my fish on top, then mushrooms and the older Mexican special fried rice kind of thing. But cooking pork would have been a bit too. That would have probably kind of more. So I'll probably cook that tomorrow. That one is at 10 Winningham, which is based on the true events. I was only talking about it the other night actually with Dave when he was on here. But yeah, I'm going to be watching that. But the thing is, I can't get any of the movies on DVD to work on the bloody PC for some reason. It's just like, I think I do need to buy a new computer instead of like the actual CCTV camera setup. I can either buy one or the other, computer or CCTV. And either buy one or the other, and that's it. I can't buy them both, which I'd love to, but I can't. New computer would be 450, I think. So I'd probably need it, for streaming and gaming. And then have a better graphic card than what I've got. I've got a GTX 660 in there at the moment, but the ones I've been looking at, it's got like the old 1080i, I think, good enough for some of the more recent games. Gaming I could do on my Xbox or my PlayStation, but I can't stream it on my PC that way. My webcam on a tripod, and it isn't really good that way. I would like to get a new DVR system, to be honest with you. With a door and like fading, and as you're closing it, you're fading the cable, and that's what's probably causing all these issues. No, I could just buy the wires, and hopefully the wires would be like the only issue what's wrong with it, but I could be wrong, and like it could be the cameras, could be the box itself, could be anything. And I don't want to be going out and buying parts and trying to figure out what. And it still does it on some of the other cameras, so it ain't the cameras. So it's either the box or the cables, or it could be the power supply units, which ain't strong enough. We all know, electronics will tend to fail after a while anyway. Well, I can't get the DVR, even with the videos, the cameras that do work, I can't get it connected to the PC. The only way I could live stream it is with the camera facing the monitor. And that's a bit of a problem doing, because like when you're moving the camera around, I tend to like keep losing audio. Yeah, I live near, in the 5 mile radius, I live near about 10 in a corner there. Got the big normal cemetery, and right next to it, you've got a Jewish cemetery. In Mitcham, along near Hall Place, which is on Church Road, got a small cemetery there. A pretty big cemetery. And then near, what's that place? Thornton Heath, I think it is. You got another cemetery there. Because when I used to be in, what's that place I used to be in? Croydon Court Hotel. If you walk down the road, cross it, there's a cemetery over that way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one over near 2. That's 6. 2 in near Tooting, near Garrett Lane. 1 at Garrett Lane. That's 7. Got another one over at the back of St George's Hospital. which is 8. So it's like 2 cemeteries right near each other, 5-minute walk. And then you've got Streatham High Street, where the church is at the top of the hill. You've got one there. And if you jump on the bus going that direction, as if you're heading towards Tooting, there's another one there. So that's 10 that I know of. Then you got the other one. I think it might be a bit further than 5 miles. I think that's about 8 miles, as a crow flies, because I'd have to go to Croydon to get on the train and then jump on the train. That's the 72 will bite my fucking leg in. Crack my tibula. Can't remember what that bloody one's called actually. I think that's South Norwood Cemetery. I know it's Norwood, but I can't remember if it's north, east, south, west. And I was walking along there, just doing some video. I had my K2 meter, a ghost box, my normal camcorder, daytime camcorder, doing videos. I was laying crosses down. There was a headstone which I was interested in, because right next to it there's also an Indian headstone, and it tells you a little bit about the Indian worked for the person who was buried next to him. And I kind of really like the story. And further up, you go up on this ditch, and there's a load of headstones up there as well. And I kind of put my leg. I think I must have either put my leg in like a broken buried cemetery, buried headstone, or it might have just been a rabbit hole or something. But I put my leg in, I fucking twist. I thought I twisted it, but it's so bloody painful. I managed to get home, and I left it for a few days. And I remember going to the doctors and telling him about it. And he goes, "Well, here's some painkillers. If it keeps on, let me know. We're making an appointment for the hospital." And it kept really getting painful and painful and painful, because I was walking on it and going out shopping and stuff like that. So we made an appointment for me to go and get an X-ray at the hospital, which was just across the road from where I was, in temporary accommodation. And for some reason they took a fucking X-ray on my knee, and they said your bone on your knee is wearing down, and maybe later in life you'll probably need an X-ray. Well, I thought, well, it ain't my fucking knee. So I tried making another appointment with doctors, which I did do. And he goes, well, give it a week or two, and if it still works, we'll have to try to make another appointment with the hospital. So I'm still walking around, on a fucking bad leg. And they sent me a letter. The hospital sent me a letter saying, right, we can do another appointment, but it's going to be 2 months. Well, a month had already gone, and I'm still walking around on a fucking bad leg. So I waited a month at the hospital, and I had to get the direction to go into the actual ward I need to go to. And I went to the ward, and I showed them the letter, and they said, "I'll sit down." And I sat down waiting, and the receptionist goes, "Right, the doctor will be out to see you in a little while." So I said, "Okay, fair enough." And then she gets up and goes, "Oh, did you know you're a month early?" I said, "Look, I don't care if I'm a month early or fucking week early. I need to see the doctor. I can't keep walking around on a leg, which is giving me a lot of pain." And going, "Oh, I don't know if the doctor will be able to see you. I'll have to ask him." So the doctor goes back, rings up the reception, goes, "Oh, we're busy. I don't think we're going to see him or anything." Goes, "Well, he does look in, a lot of pain, and he can't barely walk as it is." So the doctor decided that he would see me. He took me down. You get your X-rays and things like that, and go sit there. I've got to go, but another doctor coming along to see you in a minute. They got your X-ray results, and I was waiting for about half hour, 3/4 for this other doctor to come and see me. And he comes there, goes, "Mr. Morgan?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, right, what do you want first, the good news or the bad news? So I said, well, it's not your knee. So it's not your knee. That's the good news. The bad, you got a broken tibia and you've been walking on it how long? I said, well, 2 months. He goes, I can understand how much pain you're in right now. So then they took me down and put a cast on my bloody leg. And all that because I went and done a little investigation at Norwood fucking Cemetery. I had the cast on for like 5-6 months, and my legs just kept itching. And I was planning to go down to Kent. I'd already been to Kent with a plaster on my leg anyway, doing the Dartford Cemetery with my nephews. But there was a time I just had to get the damn thing off. I had that. If I'd waited another 2 weeks, it would have came off anyway. But I decided to get a pair of scissors and fucking cut the thing off myself. And I'll tell you, it was a relief getting that bloody cast off. And I still got the cast, would you believe? I've actually still got the cast. I've kept the cast. Some people say, oh, ghost, oh, ghost. But it's kind of something that you remembered, like, someone's, it's buried in the cupboard, kind of thing. It's not like out in view. But if someone ever, if I was digging something out for someone and someone saw the cast, oh, what happened there then, Steve? How'd you break your leg? And I can tell them the story, kind of thing. And it's just like a little kind of like rememberable keepsake, kind of thing. Like if I broke when I broke my hand, I still got the hand strap somewhere. Where it is, I don't know, but I still got it somewhere. So that's 2 things I've broken in my life: my tibia and the 2 fingers on this hand. We all know what happened to those 2 fingers. I've done it live on fucking stream. I got up because I was so pissed off with all the bullshit going on, and not all the hate and the bullshit and trolling, and I just got up and snapped, and I just went up to the door and bang. A lot of you heard me punch the fucking door. I come back, I think, fuck. I said, I think, I'm like, come back on the marshal. I said, shit, I think I broke the fucking hand, guys. Let me go and get a cloth. So I got a wet cloth, and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I thought, well, if I stay awake until like 6-7 o'clock, classes don't start till like 6 o'clock around here. So I thought, well, if I went into the first bus, I can go down the hospital and get an X-ray. And down here, like, even the doctor said, like, the knuckles. If you see the knuckles going along there, you can't see them there because, like, those. He said, like, those knuckles will not come back because they're too badly damaged. Although that one feels like it's coming back a little bit, but that one, there's no knuckle there. There's 2 near St George's Hospital. Got the one at the back of St George's, and you got one on Garrett Lane cemeteries. True stories that what I'm doing was the one at back St George's, and I bought myself a bike, right, and I've actually got the first apparition as well. My first apparition in the cemetery. Get out of the way, cat! I wonder I can't put my bloody bottle down. You're in the way. I'm trying to put a bottle down, and why are they going down? She's laying on the floor, and I'm trying to put the bottle on her bloody head. Lucky it's a plastic one. Go and lay down, you've been fed. Yeah, so like St George's Hospital at the back, you've got a cemetery there's a big one. And I'll tell you a couple of stories that I remember, true stories. Because I think I've even mentioned them on my videos actually. One of them, I caught like a black apparition in the distance, and it wasn't on video, it was on camera. And but I saw it yesterday actually because I was going through my Facebook page, still on my Facebook. But I came home and zoomed in, and you see an image of a guy dressed all in black with like one of those hats which looked like the old Undertaker the Wrestler wears. And I put it up on Facebook asking people if they could see what I could see. And good for joy, people said, yeah, it looks like, there's a guy walking in the background. Well, in them days, like, someone mentioned who was a photographer. He looked at it and said, yeah, it's definitely like an image of someone walking along the back there. And he goes, it reminds me of the old guards that used to walk around the cemeteries during the daytime, nighttime, in the Victorian times, trying to deter people coming over and grave digging and stuff like that. And people that used to guard the cemeteries used to wear a long black kind of overcoat and a black hat, because that's what it resembles. So that was like the first kind of like apparition I ever caught. Hello, Rose. Well, if you're in Russia, it's going to cost you a fucking lot of money, plus your internet's shit anyway over there. The other one, same cemetery, I've done an EVP, and I think I still got the EVPs actually somewhere. It might be on my SoundCloud, might be on one of my many hard drives somewhere. But one of the first EVPs I got there was a little boy saying, "I like your bike." And I heard that when I got back and played it. I thought, wow, that's crazy, EVP. Like your bike, because I actually had a new bike there at the time. So I went back to the location because I remember where I got the EVP from. And I said, look, whoever this little boy was, I heard you. Can you tell me what your name is and where you are? And on playback, when I got home later on the day, I actually got the boy's name. Third time, and at the time I was leaving like little cars and toys, on children's headstones. I was leaving like crucifixes on adults, it's like a token of respect, and just like saying thank you for like letting me be there and no harm was coming to me. It's kind of like showing respect. Even though you don't know the people, I was respecting the cemetery and like those who had been buried there. So I went back and I asked the little boy's name. I said, "Can you tell me where you're?" I put some stuff on your headstone, and when it said behind you, 3 down. So again, I had to go back down, and this is all in the same location. I was picking up this little boy, and I got there, and I thought, right, this is it. This is where it said 3 down behind. So I kind of like got to the first headstone, which was behind me. I walked down, and I walked down 3 headstones, and would you believe there's a little boy in headstone there with the boy's name, and it's like, I think his name was Harry or Henry or something like that, I thought, fucking hell, man, there is a little boy there. And I actually got his full name as well on AVP, and on this headstone was a little boy with the full name, telling me how old he was. The thing was, I was so kind of like, gobsmacked and surprised, unbelievable. I started leaving stuff on his headstone. And there's like another headstone of a little baby further on the other side of the cemetery, where I left like a little teddy bear there. And every time I went to see I think his name was Harry actually. Every time I went to see Harry, I went over to see this other little girl, and like there's loads of like children headstones around. There's another one I left like a necklace with a crucifix on. Put the teddy bear on. When I went back the second time, what the fucking hell was that? I started walking a few headstones down, and would you believe it's leaning against another baby's headstone? I thought, what the fuck? Now, at that time, I was taking toys and stuff down, to replace them if they got taken, stolen, or I can't say an animal might have moved it. It could have done. You know, it could have been a spirit of another child taking the bear, but I took the pair from where it had been replaced on another headstone. I took it, and I didn't want the other child, you know, not to have something, so I left something there for her. But I put the bear back on the first one, which was the original one, and then I went over to the other one where I left the crucifix, and that's still there. But I left her like some little beads as well. And then another time I went back down there, the one with the crucifix, the beads had disappeared, and the one which had the bear on, that is still there, luckily. But some of the other stuff I left there completely disappeared. So a bit of a weird thing, like if there are spirit activity going on, and like, because every time I go down there, you know, any cemetery I go to, I know it sounds a bit stupid and weird, but I usually say, like, if I'm leaving a necklace with a crucifix on, you know, like any of the random headstones, I used to say, look, I'm sorry I can't leave a crucifix on every headstone, but, you know, if you want to share it, you know, share it, you know, kind of thing. And I felt kind of like pleased with myself in doing that, you know. It showed that I was showing respect and, you know, the love and compassion, although I didn't know the people. And in that same cemetery, a tree one day because it started raining. Now, the weirdest thing is that the tree had no leaves. Get covered a little bit by all of the, you know, the branches. As I was standing there, it just tipped down the rain, completely pissed down for about 5 minutes. But the weirdest thing was that I stand underneath this tree, and there's a beam of light coming down through the tree, and the sunshine was like beaming on me, and I was completely dry. But out from the barrier of the tree, the whole ground was soaking wet. Really weird, really weird. I can never understand, you know, think why that happened. You know, it was an unusual experience that, you know, you stand underneath a tree which has got no leaves on it. You know, I thought I was going to still get wet, but I didn't. You know, that particular area of the tree stayed completely dry, but all around the tree, pissed down the rain. And I was underneath that tree for about 5 minutes. And I didn't get wet once. Not even a raindrop touched me. Really weird. Now, there's another cemetery I went to. Can't remember what one it was called, but there's like a church, and I've only been there once, and I really want to go there again, but I can never remember what the bloody place is called. I think it's down near Wimbledon, actually. But there's a church there which no longer is used. It's one of the small churches in the cemetery here. It's all boarded up, and I was just taking random pictures of the church, and I also took a few pictures in front of me here, and I've got this on Facebook as proof. I'll just have to do another stream one day and show you some of the photos I did get. But I came home and I started reviewing the pictures, and on one of the pictures of where the church is, if you zoom into the window, which is boarded up, you can see an apparition of there's no glass there, you know. It's a wooden board, but you can see like an image of a woman's head. Now, that the church is there. I'm taking photos there as well in front of me. And I caught another two apparitions of a woman. One in like, she was wearing possibly like, had no fucking head. So I've called her the headless woman, right? And a little bit further to the right, there's another image of a woman in a Victorian dress, but this time she's got a head. I don't know if it's the same spirit or what, you know. I've caught three really cool, you know, apparitions. And it ain't pixeling because you can see, you know, like the out And then another cemetery I went to, not far from Streatham, there's this green building, and I was just taking random pictures of the building. And when I got home, there's so many crazy things in that building windows. It was unbelievable. There's one that looks like, um, know the way that people used to wear their hair in the 40s, during World War II, more like up in the bun. Well, they look like an image of a woman's face with her hair up, and she had really thick fucking red lipstick on her, really freaky kind of looking. She looked a bit wrinkled up as well, actually. And then you see a boy's figure, a face of a boy, and there's several other images in the mirror, not the mirror, the window. Really weird. So that's why I want to start doing the cemeteries again. See if we can get more stuff. But Lane, like I mentioned the other night, there's like down the bottom you've got like this long crypt, flat crypt, and on one photo, which I can never bloody find, I think I captured about several spirit people in it. One kind of like looking behind a tree, one actually kind of like kneeling that headstone, praying. You've got people kind of like leaning across the crypt at the bottom. In the middle, you've got someone like in the middle. You've got another person there. Got another two people on the other side of the crypt. And there wasn't no one there. No living people there. But I will do a stream one night showing you some of the stuff I've got on Facebook. There's a haunted flat near St George's in Tooting. A ghostly old lady terrorised the mother. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, catch you later, Rose. Yeah, I wanted to do some cemetery work last year and the year before that, but I never got to doing it because of all the shit that kept going on. But I'm going to do it this year. I've got plans. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff this year. I'm going to be doing my bushcraft and my milk detecting. I might even do some fishing. I don't know yet. I want to do some more nature walks, and also I want to go over to Mitcham Common, from where there was a body that was recovered not long ago, just last year, where someone saw a body actually on fire, and that was actually in the news media. If you remember the time a couple of years ago, I did a stream about a guy who was found dead on the common by two homeless guys who was walking past. Police was called, and the story with this particular person, where these homeless people found him, is he committed suicide. He took an OD with alcohol, and the story being behind that was that the guy had just recently lost his wife, and because he was so much in love with her and everything, he lied to his family, saying that he was going to go to friends and staying at his friends, but he didn't. He went actually over to the common and took his life. And it was all in the news media, especially in the Guardian, I think it was. I don't know if it's in the Sun and the Mirror and whatever like that, but it's in more of the local papers. And I went over there and I've done some little sessions over there. Now, where he died, last year, another person was found over there, but someone actually had caught this body on fire. And it's Commonside East. And, the police cornered off that road for 2 days. So I could get the forensic down there and, go through that particular section with a fine-tooth comb, kind of thing. And no one can actually think the reason why someone had murdered someone and then set them light, kind of thing. So I want to go down there and see if I can find possibly if there's any kind of like burn marks in the ground. No, because I think with Mitcham Common, that is notorious for like suicides. I'm not saying like the guy, could have been murdered and, and then put something on fire. He could have like, slit his wrist or, set himself on fire. I don't know. But most of the deaths on Mitcham Common has always been suicides. Let me just go and get another drink. I need another drink. Actually, I'm going to make a coffee, so I'll be back in a minute. What was it? Oh yeah, I know I was going to talk about Mitcham Common. Like suicides or accidental deaths. Reason being is that there has been a few bodies found on there, and I mean quite a few bodies actually. You've got a Polish guy that hung himself on a tree near the lake. I'm not sure when these were, but if you do a Google search on Mitcham Common, you'll probably find a few stories about people dying on there. The oldest one, I think, is little Leonard, the boy who died in the common lake. and that's an accidental death. There's two. The first one, which was untrue, was that he's pushed by it down the hill and he couldn't stop and he just ended up in the lake and drowned. Well, that's not the true story, which I thought was the true story. But after researching it, the real story was that Leonard, a couple of his friends, and his mum went over to the lake one day for a picnic, and the lads decided to go for a swim in the lake. Now, at that time, the lake was a lot bigger. I'm talking decades, probably about 40, 50 years ago. Good night. Catch you later. So you're talking about 40, 50 years ago, and it is like, still on, social media. You can actually, find stories about it. But these friends, dared Leonard to go out and swim across the lake. He was kind of like, no, I don't want to do it. But they managed to, make him do it. And as he went out, as he got a little bit further out, I think, in them times, there was a bit of a current in the actual lake itself, due to the depth of the water. And something dragged him under. The boys saw that, he was going under, and they tried to get him, but they couldn't get him. So they managed to get out of the lake and went screaming to Leonard's mum, saying, oh, Leonard's underwater, he can't get out, And lucky enough, at that time, there was a guy in a boat, and he had one of those long kind of hook rod things. So they called him over and said, Leonard's in the water, he's gone under. And the guy has actually gone over to roughly where the location was. Someone had ran out and rang up the emergency services, and the ambulance came. But what happened was the guy was able to eventually, after about 5-10 minutes, pull Leonard out, but he'd already kind of deceased, he'd already dead. They took him to the hospital to see if they could recover him, but they couldn't recover him. But it's just due to an accident, him going in the water, because in them times, you're talking about up to 12 feet deep in some places in the lake, which you can tell. And I think, at some time it used to be, about 5-6 feet deep where the measurement thing is. But now, because of the water is kind of deteriorated with the hot weather and stuff like that, it's got more shallower. I've heard stories where people just the chest and been able to go straight across, but in them quite deep, up to about 12 feet in some places. So Leonard died. There's a story of a guy which I thought was a load of bullshit until I actually spoke to a few other people and done on a part of the common. This guy used to walk along one of the pathways with his dog, and his dog always kept growling, trying digging up something, But the guy, who was walking the dog, just didn't want to find out what the dog was looking at and trying to dig up. But the guy with the dog always said it always smelled funny over there, some kind of weird smell, he said. So the guy had been walking on this pathway for a while, for weeks, until he got a bit fed up with the stench. The stench seemed to be getting worse and worse, so he decided to go a different route. A few days later, another person was walking along the pathway, and the stench was really bad, so he decided to go and find out what it was, thinking it might be a dead animal, but it wasn't. It was a human being, which was a female actually. So that's another death on there. Never knew that, found out how the person died. It was suicide or murder or whatever, but that I think was in the papers. There's meant to be a rumour, but I've not seen anything on any social media, going back, 10, 15 years. The two women who were lesbians. Their parents didn't like, them being lesbians, and threatened them that they'd move and banned them from seeing each other and all that kind of stuff. So the two lesbians went over the common and hung themselves on a tree near the lake. I don't know if that's a true one or not. But you got the Polish one, you got Leonard, you got the guy who, as I said, committed suicide by taking out OD and alcohol. You got the one which was burnt just last year. You got the one which was, the decomposing one. So I know that there must have been about, if I don't include Leonard's one, because Leonard's, is going back, decades and decades. You're talking about 40, 50 years ago. Although it's like, a real known story. It's in a book even. I think it's called Mitcham Haunting, which I think, actually, I have got books on Haunted Mitcham, which my daughter bought me. And I think it's in that book actually as well. But over the last 15, 20 years, there's probably been, half a dozen deaths over there, mostly like suicides or accidental. But the last one, I think, was possibly maybe someone had been murdered and then set alight. So I want to try to do some research on that one and try and find out where he was actually found and try and go and do a little kind of like walkthrough investigation over there. Try to find, where the burnt patch is. Do a ghost box and EVP over there. I don't know if the name was actually released on the media because I never really got to look into it, but I know that, because it was, Commissarides was like shut down. That road was closed for 2 days. Really, interrupted the bus routes, and people had to go different routes, go to work and go shopping, stuff like that. So I want to be doing some more kind of like walkthroughs, go to Commons, Sturton Common. Not a lot's been going on there, It means which we believe was a manifestation of someone walking through. And a different time when me and Aaron went there, we heard like tree snapping, which scared Aaron really badly, and he went running and like chase after him. So Stratton Common, possibly, murders, don't know. I know Wimbledon Common is known for a lot of deaths over there, murders. Me and Aaron, Andy and Simon James at different different times going over there. We got, there was a woman who died over there about 40 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, where she was walking through there with a son, and someone went up to her and, killed her and left the boy alone, and it's only until like about an hour or so later, a jogger came running through and saw Rachel on the floor, bleeding, bleeding. She'd already, died. But the little boy was trying to help his mum by putting plasters on. And there has been a lot of story on that one. Not long ago, an elderly woman was murdered over there. Also, Wimbledon Common is more known to be murders than anything else. Not really done anything on Clapham Common, but Clapham Common is suicide and murders, kind of thing. So it's kind of weird that different locations hold different kind of things, Like you could go to a park, you could go to a woodland where there could be murders or suicides. With Wimbledon Common, it's more murders, but there could have been suicides there as well, don't know. But there's a lot of stories on some of these locations. So I'm not lying to you. You can always research it. Just Google it like I normally do. You know, when me and Simon went over there, we done experiments with like laser grids, and the laser grid just kind of got interrupted for no reason at all. Simon was asking like if Leonard was around, if he could interrupt and distort the laser, which did happen. There's a picture of like a beam of light coming out the bloody lake, and there weren't no helicopters, because you would have heard it on the video. Because we did do a live stream over there. Well, not a live stream, we did a stream over there. And we came back and we spoke about it, I think, that night or the next morning. But we was doing the ghost box near a tree, and I was doing the prayer, and Simon goes, "How do you end the prayer?" And I was just about going to say amen, and you hear someone go amen on the ghost box, just at the same time, as I was going to say myself. But in that area, we caught like this white light coming out the lake. Now, I'm not saying it was, but maybe that could have been, like the spirit of Leonard. Don't know. But there weren't no helicopters flying around. There weren't no UFOs or no aeroplanes at that time in the morning. But I caught like this light, big white kind of light. Looks like an angelic light in one way. Looks like one of those things like if a UFO was to beam a light down on you, like a teleport light, to teleport you up into the spaceship, it's something like that kind of thing, really weird. We couldn't explain it because there wasn't nothing like flying around us, and it is a really big light. So, some people might have said like, well, maybe you opened the portal, and allowed spirits to cross over that may have died there. You just don't know. But we had some crazy stuff over there, me and Aaron, and when we'd done some stuff over there, and when Simon James went over there with me a couple of times, it was like crazy stuff going on over there. You want to right? But yeah, there's some crazy stuff that goes on over there sometimes. But anyway, I'm going to shut off myself because I want to watch old Netflix. First one is called The Myth of the House. So I don't know what it's about. I'm going to go and watch it. When, but like a week's time, I'll start looking for some of my photos, download them, and do a stream with some of the cemetery stuff that I've picked up over the years. And depending on what this year is going to be like, if it's going to be nice and sunny like it was, like not last year, but the year before. Well, actually, last year was quite hot, weren't it, really, I suppose? Bushcraft and milk detecting, because it did get hot. So if it gets nice and warm, over the next few, starting from March, April time, I'll go out and do some stuff then, like, milk detecting. That'll be on the milk detecting channel. Bushcraft will be on the bushcrafting. Me nature walks will be on the nature walk channel, which is the outdoor adventure one. I think that's with my milk detecting as well, actually. The fishing will be on the outdoor one, I think. I can't remember how many channels I've got left now, to be honest. I did close a few down not long ago. But I've still got like milk detecting, bushcrafting, magnet fishing, milk detecting, my nature walks, and my paranormal stuff, when I go out with a K2 meter with an EVP and Ghost Box. That comes on here anyway. But I hope to go out within the next week or two up to my bushcraft and see my landowner, say hello to him, see my bushcraft camp still in one piece. Might take me milk detector up there and do some milk detecting to upload on the milk detecting channel. I might even do like another mini ghost box session over there and upload that on this one. But I do want to try again, do some cemetery stuff as well this year as well. When, I don't know, but I do really want to do some more. There it goes. All right, I'm off. Have a good night, everyone, and I'll catch you later.